We are actually here celebrating the first official tournament of Monster Crash. It's been played a few times in our classroom to test it out, so we know it's kind of a fun game, but we've never tried it out on such a grand, huge scale. This is going to be pretty crazy.
We're at Gnome Games, and I'm Pat Fuge. I'm the head gnome, one of the owners at Gnome Games, and what we're here for today is the world premiere Monster Mash tournament. The guys at the Boys and Girls Club on the west side of Green Bay invented this game, and they asked us as professional tournament runners if we would run the tournament for them. So we said yes.
My name is Craig Kinnett. I'm the graphic arts director here at the Boys and Girls Club, and I help these kids to bring their crazy game of Monster Crash to life.
We're here to have a tournament for our new Monster Crash game. Well, it is a big deal because it's not many people get a chance to do this, and that's why it's exciting for all of us.
Both of these girls, along with some other people, were here from the start, but they're going to tell you guys how we're going to play Monster Crash.
Even though we did a lot of the work, he's still, I think he's nervous, but excited nervous, happy for us, because, like I said before, it's kind of a big deal.
I am ridiculously nervous right now, and I don't know why. I shouldn't be. It's just like, this is where all of our work, we get to see if our work is going to knock it out of the park or not, and it's nerve-wracking. I've got a little bit of confidence in our game, but boy oh boy, it's so hard to know for sure whether or not it's going to work until you actually test it out.
One of the things that we do with our company is we want people to sit down at the tables and play games. And there's a lot of learning and social activities that happen when you sit down at a table. There's all that goes on with the game, but then there's also the fun that you have with your friends at the tables. There's conflict resolution, learning out about how the rules work together, and there's all the interpersonal communication that happens there that's really important. Those are skills that you just can't learn in the classroom or anywhere else, and that's why we run the events that we do.
We probably worked on the concept of the game for about 2 weeks, just to kind of figure out the gameplay, talking with the kids, seeing what they wanted to, just taking as many ideas as we could from them to shape something. One kid came up with humor, one kid came up with rarity, one kid came up with armor. So all these various things we had to work with, and then one kid came up with the word crash, which kind of took all of the things that we had and put it all together, and it's like, boom, a rocket just went off. We just kind of stumbled onto an idea that worked really well, and now what would be nice is to take this idea, the idea of game design. Okay, it's one thing to design a card and put things together graphically. It's a whole nother way of thinking to design a game and design gameplay. And then actually at one point we were going to have 2 decks of cards. One was the battle deck and one was the cards for the monsters. And it just suddenly hit us that a single dice would be something that could serve the purpose of a whole second deck. And we actually had custom dice made. I've never done that before. That's awesome.
My name's Alyssa Schultz, and I am Skylar's mom. And we are at a game demonstration tournament for a game that the kids at the Boys and Girls Club created. So they're here to practice it, play it, and see how the game that they invented actually works. Oh, I think the whole process is amazing. I mean, from them to be able to create it, to see the whole thing come to life, and actually be able to play the game, but the hard work that went in it, and then now to have the reward to actually physically have the game in their hand. Because not only is it the arts as they're designing the game, but it's also math. And, you know, I don't know if any of the financial went into it, but it would be neat for the kids to see how much the game costs to make, how much it costs to sell, because the kids are buying these games, they're paying, you know, oodles of dollars for video games, and, you know, you're not talking to each other, you're just staring at a game, where this actually has the interaction and the math skills that go with it, because they have to add up, correct each other's math, work together on it, you know, to have the kids learn the whole game process of making it to see, is this something that's feasible? Because I'm sure expense-wise would be way less expensive than a video game, and they'd have more fun interacting with their friends with it. I think these types of programs what actually drew us to the Boys and Girls Club. They had been in a different program after school, and it's fine, they got their homework done, they played some games, sporty things, but they weren't doing other projects like this with music and art and, to be able to play on a computer, but they have to earn the computer by doing the work to earn the points to play the computer. The kids are excited about it, not even realizing they're doing work to get to it. So those are programs that actually drew us to the Boys and Girls Club.
Seeing their work come to some sort of a reality. A lot of kids talk about ideas or they'll draw something and their artwork is hung on a refrigerator for a while. But when you actually see their artwork turned into something that's real, that you can hold in your hands, when you have a deck of cards, when you have a dice, when you have a button, it becomes a real thing. And I know for me as an artist, when I'm creating something, when all of a sudden I can hold it in my hand, it becomes just like, wow, this is something that I made, I created that. And I think the kids all have had a feeling of success that way. It's pretty awesome. And the coveted winner of the Flying Fish, the Flying Fish Monster Crasher, is our very own Ethan. Come on up. Come on up. $100 gift card. Ethan, because you are the top champion, you get to say a few words to our group.
Thank you.
Ethan, you also have the home field advantage playmat.
Awesome.
There you go. We'll put that over your shoulder just like they do.
Oh.
There you go.
Ethan, you have almost 10 points over everybody else. You have 9 points over Haley. How does it feel to be the Monster Crash champion for our very first tournament?
Pretty good. I want to play with my friends.
You can play with your friends? Anything else you'd like to say?
Thank you to everybody that created the game.
Thank you to everybody who created the game. Say it nice and loud so people can hear you.
Thank you for everyone that created the game. I'm very thankful.
All right.